Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WWF Word. I am your host, Anthony, and joined with me today is Nick. Say what's up.
What's up?
So, today we have had a couple things happen in the WWE Universe. I personally didn't get a chance to watch Raw or SmackDown since I was on a plane to come back to Canada. But Nick, why don't you give a little recap about what happened in Raw?
First off, that's a really lame excuse. It's like saying my dog ate my homework. I was on a plane. Like, if you're going to be a hardcore fan, Anthony, you need to take the time and figure out a proper schedule where either A, you're not traveling during that point in time, or B, you find a way to watch it. But that's fine. I'll do the brunt of the work. You're the boss, so I'll let you just kind of chill out. Let's start with Raw. All right, Monday Night Raw, Universal Champ Brock Lesnar appeared on Miz TV. Not in a good mood. When
is he ever in a good mood?
When is he ever? Yeah, exactly. That's true. Well, basically what happened was they kind of wanted to touch on the fact that he said he was going to leave WWE if he lost his title, which, as people know, kind of coincides with the fact that Jones and him are supposed to be fighting.
I heard he's going to be at ringside for SummerSlam.
Yeah, so I think they're going to do a cross-promotion thing with the UFC, which, WWE has let Brock do this before in the past, and it makes sense. He's barely defended the title anyways.
Just like once.
Yeah. Once. The 30-day clause for having to defend your title, I guess, goes out the window if your name is Brock Lesnar.
Nobody takes the title away from you.
Exactly, yeah. So he went on there. Paul Heyman basically stopped The Miz before he even had a chance to even ask the question, and he just asked Brock to show what he can do, and he destroyed The Miz Taraj. Yeah,
the F5
and the
suplex
and a suplex. Yeah, that's whatever works. If I was told with two moves I could get paid $30 million a year, I would master those two moves too. I'm okay with that. After that, Raw Tag Team Champ Sheamus went up against Seth Rollins in a match that meant absolutely nothing. I kind of see, I'm hoping where they're going with this is that eventually Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose come together. They're going to go against Sheamus and Cesaro for the titles.
I did hear a rumor that SummerSlam will be Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus Sheamus and Cesaro for the titles. But they only have 1 week to set that up now.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Yeah, we'll kind of touch on that a little bit more because at the end of this match, Seth Rollins gets beaten up. Dean Ambrose doesn't come to help him out, right? So, and then later on in the night, Dean Ambrose was going up against Cesaro, and he, at the end kind of got his butt kicked. Yeah, he got unfringed. Nice. He got his butt kicked, and Seth Rollins comes down, and Dean was kind of like, okay, you're helping me out. Puts his hand out, hoping for the Shield fist bump, and Seth Rollins this
time
playing
hard to get now.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I like that. I think they will, reconnect because I heard their views have been going down a lot recently, and they're doing all these blockbuster matches for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But I also on my vacation, I heard Seth Rollins' new intro where he does the burn it down thing. I'm what's that about? Where did he get that from? Was there anything in the story?
No, I don't know. I think it's just a new thing. I honestly, I haven't heard. And maybe you guys could help us out and let us know if you want to comment and let us know if that was something that's come up for a reason. But I think it was just kind of like...
Well, I guess because I think in the 2K18, WWE 2K18 video game, he was burning down this whole building.
Yeah.
He's burning
the warehouse.
Down.
Yeah.
He's breaking the walls down.
Oh, he's not Jericho.
Else.
He's not Jericho. Never will be. No, but I don't know. If they do kind of rush it in a week, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of okay, you're drawing it out.
Unless they do kind of quote unquote rush it, they lose at SummerSlam, and then they start building it up again for the next pay-per-view.
It's possible. Do you see Roman Reigns coming in as the third member, or do you think they'll bring in another member as a third?
I feel like they don't really need to have a third member. I wasn't there when the Shield was building up, but Roman Reigns is obviously doing better on his own because he's main eventing everything, and the fans are loving it.
Yeah,
can't get enough of Roman Reigns.
Absolutely, number one fan.
They're really throwing him in your face or a chair in someone else's face.
Yeah.
Foreshadow for later.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's not going to come back. Or if he does, it'll be kind of like a thing where they're getting double teamed, then you hear bow, bow, and then he just comes out spear everywhere.
It might be a chance for him to kind of redeem himself in the fans' eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm thinking they might be going with that. It might be a chance to kind of... And see, I'm looking at it the other way. I'm thinking he will be part of the Shield again. I think, he's main eventing, but The fans don't want him to be champ. I think they're better off having a guy like Braun Strowman be the champ for now and kind of have a heel. And I'd like to see Roman kind of go back with the Shield, build up his popularity again, which I think is what they're trying to do, and then go from there. Or he might pull a Seth Rollins, go back with the Shield, and then he turns heel and goes against the other two. Do you think they'll be tag team champs at SummerSlam? If they did...
I don't think they'd be at SummerSlam because obviously it's way too soon now to build anything up. But I feel like at the next pay-per-view, whatever it is, I think for Raw, I think the next pay-per-view I've heard of is TLC, but I think that's SmackDown.
Okay.
But I think there is another Raw one coming up. There's obviously going to be another Raw one next month. But I feel like that might be a chance to kind of get them going.
That's a good point, for sure. Jason Jordan went up against Jean-Pierre Goulet. I know you know him so well. He's such a well-known wrestler. He's not. He was a jobber. Obviously, they just kind of brought him
at
in
Kurt Hawkins level, 100 losses in a row.
Well, pretty close. I think this was his only one, but he's actually. I looked into it a little bit, and he's a well-known wrestler in that area, in the Toronto area. That's why they kind of brought him in, and that's why they brought him in, right? The Toronto crowd is always really vocal. They're always like anti-hero. I remember when it was WrestleMania, when it was Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, and it was Hulk Hogan was the bad guy and The Rock was supposed to be the good guy. The Toronto crowd was totally behind Hollywood Hogan. Like every time he would do something, they would cheer. Every time The Rock did something, they would boo. And like it totally changed, you know, the dynamic of what they were doing. They had to kind of, and I remember The Rock saying in an interview, he's like, we basically had to change our match and be like, okay, like I got to turn into the bad guy and let him be the good guy, so to speak. And then even later on, you saw Hogan changed. He went from Hollywood, he went kind of back into that yellow. But I like for me,
sorry to cut you off, but did you see the fan? I don't know exactly what the shirt was saying, but on Raw, he's wearing a shirt saying like I hate Roman Reigns or something like that. Then on Tuesday for SmackDown, he's wearing a I hate John Cena shirt.
No,
like ringside.
I did not see that. I didn't notice it.
I don't know exactly the words, but I remember it was something bad about Roman Reigns and then John Cena.
But it was the same dude?
Yeah, same guy.
Well, you know, he's anti-establishment, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Anyways, the Jason Jordan match, really wasn't a big deal. So now Bayley is injured, shoulder injury. And we're all wondering what was going to happen with her. So she comes out to the crowd, wants to thank everybody who wished her well. And what did the Toronto people do? They were booing her. They were just whatever. And she was like, well, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm talking about the ones who actually do care. So you kind of see Bayley was getting a little frustrated.
Savage.
Yeah, she was getting a little...
Turning heel.
That will never happen. But yeah, that would be funny to watch.
And I heard Vince McMahon was not having any of that. He was like totally PO'd about it. Like, why do they hate Bayley? I want them to like Bayley.
Yeah. For me, I don't know why they wanted to have Bayley again in a match with Alexa Bliss. I thought that storyline a couple of episodes ago. I don't know. I think you listened to the podcast. I had mentioned like why Sasha Banks isn't in there or
why isn't Nia Jax? She was promised that. And they took it from her.
And I think that's where they're going now. So they had 2 triple threat matches. In the first match, it was Sasha Banks versus Emma and Alicia Fox. Okay, Alicia Fox...
Wait, isn't she from 205 Live?
Yeah, she's back on Raw now again, too. She's doing a little bit of both.
Oh, wait, I remember Noam Dar dumped her or something.
Right.
That was the one episode I watched.
Yeah. I'm disappointed with that. Like, I like Alicia Fox. I know she's got, like, this crazy character, you know, whatever. But
kind of like the Vicky.
Yeah, but she is so fit. Like, she's a great athlete. She's got great athleticism. She's, like... And I'm not saying, like, as good, but I would say up there with Charlotte Flair. Like, the woman is incredibly strong. She's so much better than what they're doing with her. And, like... Part of me was hoping that they'd be like, oh, okay, Alicia Fox will get in there just to give her a win, you know, but no, they didn't. Sasha Banks won that match.
Like with Lana. Lana was like going to all these NXT tapings and live shows, not like tapings, but kind of like live shows, doing really well. Then she comes to SmackDown and she's a jobber for the women.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate too. We'll get back to that later because we will touch on that. But so in that match, Sasha Banks wins, she advances, and then the second half of that triple threat was Nia Jax versus Mickie James and Dana Brooke. So Nia Jax wins, obviously. Mickie James is another one where I'm disappointed with what they're doing.
That big return, then like a month after, she's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Pulling a Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, like I don't know what why they would bring her back. Like, I know eventually, like in the beginning, they brought her back with NXT. If you're not sure what you're gonna do with her with the main roster, keep her on NXT then. Like, have her do something there. The fact that they have her on Raw now, especially, like, at least keep her on SmackDown where there's a little less. You know,
but on SmackDown they use the woman. Like, I've noticed
they do.
Like, every week you'll see like the woman actually doing stuff, competing, not just like chilling in the back. Then the odd week you'll see, you know, Lana come out, get her, you know, butt handed to her, then like peace out for another month.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to see them do more with Mickie James as well, but I'm glad that Nia Jax and Sasha Banks now won, and like it's going to be between them to see who's going to fight Alexa Bliss. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Who's going to win?
I hope it's a draw and then triple threat match at SummerSlam, but if not, I want Nia Jax, but she won't win because they want to push Sasha Banks again for some reason, even though she had her shot, and they promised Nia Jax. Unless it's like a Nakamura Cena moment where I'm completely wrong, which I hope I am.
Yeah.
But I think Sasha Banks will win it. But hopefully it'll be a triple threat.
I totally agree with you. I like the idea of a triple threat match. I think that would be really cool. I do also like the idea of Sasha Banks against Alexa Bliss. I think it'd be a really good match. They're both kind of like built the same. I think it'd be a really athletic match. I do want to see Nia Jax though win and just get that title for a change and just change it up. I'm hoping that she does come through and win, and or if it's a triple threat that she wins. Long story short, as long as Nia Jax wins the title at some point, like at SummerSlam, I'll be happy. So, good to see that we're on the same page with that. Okay, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, last match of the night. Did you see this match?
I saw memes about it and highlights everywhere about Roman Reigns getting demolished by a chair.
Yeah, like Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, when they're together in a match, they put on an amazing match. Like
they've had 50.
They have had 50, and it's like it's such a good. I don't know. They do well together. And Braun Strowman was actually on Instagram. He kind of broke character a little bit.
Well, on his Instagram, he says he's not affiliated with his TV character. It's just like a personal thing.
Right. But he praised Roman Reigns, and it was like, this guy is the top in our industry, whatever. He had some nice words for Roman Reigns. So I like how they did that. I like the match that they had. There is a little controversy at the end because it was a last man standing match, and Samoa Joe comes in, chokes out Roman Reigns basically. So they're both laying down, and Braun Strowman gets up before the referee says 10 and ends up winning the match. What many fans are wondering is, okay, well, Roman Reigns is standing there. It's a no DQ match. Samoa Joe is choking him out, but Roman Reigns is still standing. Why is the ref not counting Braun Strowman?
I heard the refs were horrible this week.
Yeah. Well, they're always horrible. Yeah, but
if you ever feel useless in life, just remember WWE has referees.
Yeah, exactly. This one was, and you know what? It's just something that I think got missed by the WWE execs, the producers, and stuff like that. But good on the fans for being like, "Hey, hold on, why aren't you calling him out? Like this is how it should be." So
I remember, I think it was Backlash, where Randy Orton was facing Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers. I think that's how you pronounce it. They go out and they start beating up Randy Orton's family, and then he gets out of the ring, and the ref didn't count it out at all. It didn't start.
No,
he's out there for 2 minutes, just beating the crap out of them.
Yeah.
And that, I heard a lot of vocal reactions towards that.
In fairness, though, if they did count him out for that, it's kind of a...
Or at least just make it seem somewhat real. Start counting. He goes back in the ring, gets back out, continues his ass whooping, then gets back in and out.
Right, or get Ginger to break up the count with the ref and push him or something like that. No, I agree. But, could you imagine if that's how they ended the match, too? That would be just so bad.
I remember, I think it was the Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles match, where he, tied his leg in the wires and just laid there, and you could totally see him tying it up and just hanging there. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
All their past matches at pay-per-views have been so bad. They've always botched it.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see the last one, but I heard was it okay?
No, I like the Kevin Owens AJ Styles matches. I think they're both. I mean, Kevin Owens, for a guy who's so big, man, the guy is athletic. I think they put on good matches. Yeah, take away the part where he wrapped his own wire around his own leg. Beyond that, the match was actually pretty good. I didn't think it was too bad, but yeah. SmackDown. Again, you were not available. You were on a plane, whatever.
I was at the place they filmed them.
Yeah, you were. You were in the Toronto airport. That's true, but
never saw any of them, sadly. But
no, they were probably there way before. And I
was hoping Chris Jericho would be lurking around.
That would be awesome. That would be Chris Jericho. If you're ever watching this program and
We
you
love
feel,
you.
by all means, come and check us out. We would love to have you on the show. We got a seat. We'll put a seat right there for you. You could be our first guest. It would be amazing. But our show opens with John Cena and Baron Corbin. Looks like they're going to be fighting at SummerSlam,
Which nobody asked for.
and nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I don't know.
Like, speaking of Baron Corbin and John Cena, who do you think will cash in at SummerSlam, if anybody?
Like, what do you mean?
Cash in their Money in the Bank contract.
Well, if it is, it'll be Baron Corbin, but I don't see him.
Carmella too.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, I think like it's too short of a time frame. I think they'll kind of, and that one, it's possible one of them might at SummerSlam. I see it more so around Survivor Series. That's kind of where I see they might play into that. But you never know. Carmella might. They did fight, so Carmella and Naomi had a match.
I think Ellsworth pushed her over or whatever over the
top rope. Yeah. And so she ended up getting the victory, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, is that a prelude of things to come?" So you never know. I think if anyone between the two, I think Carmella at SummerSlam more likely would use it rather than Baron Corbin. Yeah, you?
I think definitely Carmella will use it, and I don't think Baron Corbin will. Or actually, I think he might, because I feel like the main reason Nakamura won instead of Cena was because if Nakamura does win against Jinder Mahal, or say if Cena won and he won the dream match, and then Baron Corbin cashed in on his record-breaking title reign and won the same night, it would be the worst kind of record-breaking thing ever.
That's true.
So I feel like that's why they went with Nakamura. So if the match is early against Baron Corbin and John Cena, I feel like definitely Baron Corbin will cash in the same nights.
That's fair. Yeah. No, that's true. That's a good point. Do you think John Cena's going to be first of all, do you think he'll break the record?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And do you think it'll be against Corbin later on down the road if Corbin gets that title?
I don't think it'll be against Corbin, unless this match is really good and people like it. I feel like the best match they could do, at least for him to win the title against someone, I thought Jinder Mahal would be perfect.
Yeah, US versus, yeah.
But I feel like, because everyone liked the Nakamura match, I didn't really see much of it, but I heard everyone liked it until he kind of flipped him over and John Cena botched it.
Yeah.
Which I also heard Vince McMahon was angry with Nakamura, even though it wasn't his fault.
It was his fault. He didn't properly, throw him.
But John Cena doesn't know how to do flips. He landed on his neck.
Well, yeah, but it was because he wasn't given enough height to rotate, and I think that's where it was. In fairness, yeah, it could have been partly Cena, but Cena will always be the golden boy for Vince McMahon. So I mean,
him and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, him and Roman Reigns. Yeah, but no, I'd like to see how that's going to play out. I'm curious because this is a big championship win for him. For me, I would be disappointed if it was against Baron Corbin.
Yes.
And that's who he wins it from. I would love to see him if he's on SmackDown. And there is talk that Cena might be going to Raw.
I would like to see WrestleMania, Roman Reigns versus John Cena, and John Cena wins a record-breaking title.
That would be awesome. Yeah, that would be a great match, and I think that's more realistic as to how it might happen, yeah. But only time will tell. Charlotte Flair, okay? I love Charlotte as a heel.
Yes.
And now they have her as this good girl, so to speak, for now.
I do like her and Becky Lynch, though.
I do like her. Do you see them on Instagram with their little tea thing? Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I would like to see at some point the Four Horsewomen come back together or something like that. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. And maybe that's why they're kind of making her a face now instead of a heel. What do you think? Do you want her to go back to being a villain, so to speak? Do you like her being nice?
I like her and Becky Lynch, as I said, and I feel like that's just my favorite kind of woman. I know there's no tag teams, but maybe in the future Becky Lynch has been talking about it a lot with the Royal Rumble Women Edition and tag team champs titles or whatever.
Yeah.
But I love Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch together. So if Becky Lynch and Charlotte want to go heel together, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But you have to have both go to the same sides.
You know what I would love to see? My dream match for the women's? I would love to see Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss.
Have they faced before?
No, because they were both on kind of opposite, right? And they switched at the same time. I'd love to see those two both as heels wrestling each other. I think it'd be such a great match. They might have crossed roads in the past. I don't remember, to be perfectly honest.
On the last Raw episode with Charlotte Flair, there was a kind of big kind of match where the women were there, and I feel like they were in the same. I don't know what it was. I think it might have been a triple threat or something like that, but I feel like they were both in the same match.
Yeah. Goddess versus the Queen, though. I think it would be a great match. I would love to see that one day. And then Shane McMahon comes out.
Shane O'Mac.
Shane O'Mac talks to Kevin Owens and AJ Styles about, okay, again, I don't say this enough. If Chris Jericho can't come on, Kevin Owens I would love to have on this show. I love his mic skills. The guy, is hilarious. I just love the way he interacts. He just doesn't care. He goes out there. He's kind of reminiscent of a Stone Cold Steve Austin, like of our generation, like of the newer generation, not ours because I'm old. But I just love the way he goes out there. He just kind of, whatever, pecks at him. What are your thoughts on that match?
Well, I was able to ask your opinion on it because I know a lot of people are kind of disappointed and they want to see Shane O'Mac versus Kevin Owens instead. Yeah. Which I feel like there's talk about a Survivor Series kind of thing where something bad happened to this match and it's Team Shane versus Team Kevin.
That could be it. I would like to see Shane O'Mac, ideally, because he only comes out for WrestleMania for a match, typically. Mm-hmm. I would like to, and I was thinking that, I'd like to see Shane O'Mac versus Kevin Owens. I don't know if the storyline would drag too long if you start it from now to go to WrestleMania. So maybe a Royal Rumble or a Survivor Series match. But I think that would be a good match. I think it'd be a lot of fun to kind of...
Every time Shane O'Mac comes out on screen, does his little dance.
Yeah.
Always brings a smirk to my face.
Oh, totally.
I remember I was doing it in front of my brother. I was just going around the whole house and I tripped and I fell on the ground. It was pretty funny, though.
Shane does it way better than you do.
I don't get paid to do it.
That's true. Speaking of Shane, he looks ripped. Have you, I don't know if it was just what he was wearing, but man, the guy looks like John Cena.
Well, everybody in the McMahon family is ripped, apparently. You got Vince, who's how old? 70-ish?
He's 70-ish,
yeah. He's
ripped.
Then you got Shane coming out.
Yeah.
But still no, what's her name? Stephanie, yeah. Still no Stephanie.
No, still no Stephanie. Well, she'll be on soon, I think. But I like Stephanie McMahon as a character. I'm curious how they're going to bring that in, but... So yeah, that's basically... So Carmella defeated Naomi. We touched on that. The Usos defeated Sami Zayn and Ty Dillinger in a match that I think you and I could both agree we don't care about.
I like Sami Zayn.
I know you do. Sami Zayn's... And I do too. I liked him in NXT when he was really good. And they kind of made him like this dork now. And
I love his character, though. He's so funny.
See, yeah, he's funny, but he's just... I'm glad... I don't know what they've done with Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis. Thank God they weren't on the episode. No one likes them, yeah.
Because I remember there's talk that they were going to place The Miz and Maurice, and they're like, no, they're still there.
Yeah.
They're still doing as great as ever. Then Mike Kanellis and Maria Kanellis are gone, basically.
Yeah. Which is okay by us. I don't think anybody does. SummerSlam's coming up, so we got that to look forward to. I think next week we might just do a quick rundown of all the matches because I'm sure something else will be confirmed.
After SummerSlam, we'll be recording a post, kind of our thoughts and all that. It's going to be a 7-hour pay-per-view. Do you know that?
7 hours?
It's 7 hours. I think it's 2-hour pre-show, 5-hour regular show.
Really? 5 hours for SummerSlam?
It's either 7 or 6.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, I know.
That's a full shift.
That's a full shift.
You're paying me triple for that, right? It's overtime. It's on a Sunday.
You're coming to my house to watch it for free.
Okay. Well, provide food and beverage and we'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's basically it. Nothing.
But before we wrap it up, I just want to bring some news stories I did here. I'm kind of blanking on it. So we talked about how Vince has been always constantly angry with people not reacting the way he wants to, which I find hilarious. But also, another big thing I've heard happening in the background, I don't know if you've heard, about Ronda Rousey. I heard she's training with Brian Kendrick for a big WWE debut. I heard she's going to be part of the Mae Young Women's Classic. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's true or not. It would make sense. I know her and Stephanie McMahon are actually really good friends in real life. I would like to see her in it. I think with her losses, her appeal isn't as great. The last 2 fights she was in, she got her butt kicked. I think Ronda Rousey's an amazing athlete. I would love to have her in wrestling. I don't know if that will for sure happen, but it'd be great to have her in the Mae Young Classic, and then she could just come in and go to town on the women in wrestling. She'd be the Brock Lesnar of the women's division. I'd like to see her versus Charlotte Flair. That'd be a pretty good match. That'd be a good match, for sure. So that's about it for everything you have on your notes. Yeah. Okay, well, that wraps up for the first episode of the WWF Word. Once again, I'm Anthony, and you are... Nikki K. Nikki K. And, yeah, I guess leave a comment in the description, or comment section, I guess, is more what it's actually called, about if and who will cash in at SummerSlam. So that's been our show. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.